Down for now.
Hold on. Is that it? You talk?
Hello?
Okay. I think I got it. I have no idea why that happened. So,
Yeah, we're
can you
good.
guys hear us? If anybody
I,
in
I,
chat.
I, I just heard us.
Oh, you heard us? Okay,
Whoa, we're
cool.
live! We're live! Alright, everybody.
Alright, I have
Welcome.
no idea what just happened there. Wow. And I had a bunch of witty banter at the beginning, too. So I'm upset that you guys didn't get to hear that.
Welcome to the Community Pauper Challenge Week 2. I am here with Shane, as I said before, and I am your host, Arctic Ghost. Shane, what's going on, my friend?
Yeah, not much, not much. Excited for the second week here. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm not excited about the matchup I have tonight, but I'm good.
Hey, that's going to happen quite often, actually.
It's gonna
They're
happen
just
until
they're
I
just
stop playing the deck I
bad
have.
matches. Yeah.
Oh,
Alrighty.
man. Before we go into it, as always, I'd like to thank Team NFG Bot for sponsoring this great event. Shoutouts to them. If you'd like to visit their website, follow the link that is below the stream. You can also check out our Weebly website, and you can also check out Zane, myself, and Shane's Twitch channel as well. If you want to give us a follow there.
Indeed.
So first up this week, we have, I believe, Math Guy against Zane himself.
Indeed.
That should be fun. We're gonna show you the deck. We're gonna show you Zane's deck list in a few minutes. That's who we're going to be following for this week. It's going to be Affinity against Mono Blue Delver. What do you think of that matchup?
I mean, it can go either way. Game one is really the turning point of it. I feel like Affinity has the advantage game one, but game two with Hydroblast and a bunch of other things that they bring in, it. Uh, I don't know about this one, to be perfectly honest with you. What do you think about it?
Well, I looked at Math Guy's list a little bit. It looks like he's a little prepared for Affinity. He does have 4 Hydro Blasts, which is huge,
Yeah.
because a Tog is a huge problem, especially, I think Zane plays Ichor Wellspring in his deck as well,
Yes, yes, he does.
which, I mean, is just a free artifact for a Tog to just, sack and get through in a snap. And,
Yeah.
uh, to also, during sideboarding, we are going to be looking at Math Guy's deck list as well, so we are going to see both deck lists. If I look at Zane, let's bring up Zane's deck list real quick.
Alright, I can do that. There you are.
And let's see, what does Zane have? Zane has 3 Pyroblasts, which
Yep.
is obviously very good. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
2
In a
Electricity.
mono blue deck, it seemed a little bit good.
Yeah. He's got 2 Electricity, which is quite spicy.
Yes. One of the things about Electricity against Mono Blue Delver is Mono Blue Delver doesn't just run straight counter spells. It runs the spell status fairy as well. So
Right.
if you Electricity with the spell status fairy on the stack, kill off all the fairies, it can't counter anything. So that might
That's
be a
right.
pretty good thing for that as well.
You also have Journey to Nowhere could be good to take care of Spire Golem instead of having to use Galvanic Blast. I
Yeah.
suppose you could do that.
Yeah.
Or you could bring an Ancient Grudge if you think they're going to be playing like maybe multiple Bone Splitters or something.
Yeah, I mean, it does hit Bone Splitter and it does hit Spire Golem, but against literally everything, it is kind of a dead card. So I could see bringing it in, but I wouldn't have it top priority there.
Yeah, we're just waiting on them to challenge each other. We just gave them the go ahead,
Yeah,
so we should be seeing them challenge each other in just a few moments. I
indeed.
don't know if Zane is here. He needed to take a bathroom break, so he might need to wait and be back.
Apparently, my camera's slightly out of sync. I
That's
apologize if
awesome.
so, guys. I apologize.
Well, you were having camera problems a little earlier in the week, I think.
Yeah,
Or yesterday, a little earlier in the week. I mean, to some people, Sunday is the start of the week. To me, it's the end. So,
indeed. So it does look like they are getting the match ready to go. So let's ship it over to that, and we will start off this week, the second week of the Community Popper Challenge. Should be
Magic
fun,
Online
guys.
taking an extra few seconds to load the match because we have to go back to 1999.
Exactly. Ooh.
Zane's got a great hand. He's got a 1-drop. He's got a Frogmite, 2 Mirror Enforcers, 2 of them.
This is a very good hand, but he doesn't have any burn spells or anything to produce red, which might be pretty important against Affinity.
Uh,
Whoa. That was the
Icar
wrong thing.
Wellspring.
What the heck just happened there?
Oh,
There you go.
what just happened?
I had to tell Zane to go, but I clicked on the wrong thing.
Good job.
Yeah.
Now I
Alrighty, so
have to
let's
change
get
my.
this started. He did
Now I have to
indeed
change
keep.
my Skype name. Yay!
Yeah. He did indeed keep there, which, like we said, it's a very powerful hand. I don't know how good it will be against Delver specifically because they do get a turn 1 Delver. Okay, so how do you like Chromatic Star versus the Ichor Wellsprings right now?
I think I like Icar Wellspring a bit better. I just want to use more of my mana. You're able to cast Frogmite either way, but
Yeah.
next turn you can then cast Chromatic Star, and you can cast another 1-drop if you need to.
Indeed. And
Which
because he
looks
doesn't
like
have
he's
any
gonna do.
colored things in hand, the Chromatic Star is the top priority right now.
Yeah.
Alright, so looks like he does play the Ichor Wellsprings, and he's got a Frogmite, and he does have another land for next turn. Now, one of the things with this is that the lands kind of count for 2 manas most of the time with their affinity cards, such as Mire Enforcer or such as Frogmite.
Looks like is the Delver gonna flip? It is not gonna flip.
Not flipping the Delver can be pretty problematic for a math guy here. Having that 3-2 beater.
Always feels bad. Always feels bad.
Ooh. Okay,
Oh, and he is
so
gonna snap the Frogmite.
he's getting aggressive. I think he has a ninja right now. That play would be very odd
Does
if
he
he
have
didn't
he
have
does have a ninja.
There you go.
Good
Yeah.
call, Shane.
Just doing that right off the bat with the snap, I would save that for something crazy unless you do indeed
But
have the ninja.
we're about to see explosions happen.
Oh god. Yes.
So let's see. He can play the Frogmite. He'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna see 3, 4, a total of 14 power hit the board on turn 3 here.
And that seems
This
fair.
is what you call the nuts.
That seems completely fair. Let me just play a couple of 4/4s and a 2/2 for free.
A total of 14 power. Wow.
This is the power of Affinity here. He didn't have anything on the board except for 1/1 germ. Now we have 3 4/4s, a 2/2, and a 1/1.
We have a
Just
total of
explosive.
15 power on the board right now. No,
Yeah. That is insane.
yeah, 15 power on turn 3. You have, and meanwhile, Math Guy's got 2 lands and a 2/2.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Hey. Oh, it
And that's
looks
gonna be
like
the end of the
he's
game.
scooped. Wow.
All right, so while they're doing sub warning, we're gonna take a look at Math Guy's deck list for you guys.
Alrighty, let me get that up really quick here. So,
Yep.
Math Guy, as we mentioned before, is mono blue. What do you think should be coming in here, besides the obvious Hydroblast?
Well, you're definitely bringing in Hydroblast, of course, as we said.
Yeah.
The Curse of Chains definitely come in as extra removal spells. They take out the 4/4s.
Yes.
And of course the annuls. I mean, what other matchups do you really have them for besides this and bottles? Annul does not counter the colored creatures, but it does counter Mirror Enforcer, which when you don't have to use a removal spell under Mirror Enforcer, So let's say you have Curse of Chains. You can Curse of Chains and Mirror Enforcer. That's true, but now you can't annul a Carapace Forger. That's a problem.
And one of the things that I would like to point out with Curse of Chains is that if you put it on an ATOG, you're not really doing much except for making him not attack. Because he does have the flings to basically sacrifice it after it eats everything. Now,
interesting enough, not to interrupt you, but interesting enough, Math Guy only plays 3 Spire Golem and only plays 3 Ponder.
Okay. And
that is very interesting.
What did he take out for that from the usual list? I see a Logic Knot where I noticed that some of the decks don't actually play it.
I see Mana Leaks,
okay.
and I see Gitaxian Probes.
Oh, Gitaxian Probe, that's an interesting one.
Now, I personally do not play them in my list, but I assume that Gitaxian Probe alongside Daze is actually a very powerful combo.
Oh, of course, yes. Being able to see what they have, and that's one of the reasons that Gitaxian Probe is now banned in Modern. Getting perfect information and being able to go from there is pretty big. Very, very big. Especially when you're playing an aggro control deck. You can know when to play the creatures or when to hold up a counterspell if you know what's in your opponent's hand.
Also, drawing a card deeper, it does help. Now, looking
Oh,
back at Zane's sideboarding, it looks like he took out 3 Frogmites with 3 Pyroblast. That's understandable. Frogmite, not really the best after board because they're going to rely a bit more on Inspired Golem.
yeah.
Uh, usually they go out the air. Frogmite really only protects Ninja.
Yeah.
That's really all it
And
does.
one of the main things about Mono Blue Delver is that it has basically all flyers except for the ninja. So,
Interesting. He took out the Perilous Researches. I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't either. Getting the card draw in this matchup seemed to be pretty important. And being able to sacrifice the Acre Wellsprings seems pretty good itself.
Yeah, I don't know if I like all 4 Galvanic Blast. I think I like 3. I think the problem is you don't want to draw too many of them too early
Yeah.
because you get into the position where this hand is just not good. But
Oh,
if
this
you
is
get
a mulligan like crazy.
yeah, if you get in the position where you have just 2 burn spells, they can end up being dead because you're only going to hit Spire Golem with it. And the other problem is, a lot of times Math Guy's life total is not going to be all the way down. So unless you actually have another draw like he did in game 1, Galvanic Blast I think you're going to find is a dead card a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is that. Wait, was he keeping this?
He
What?
kept. Okay, he kept. I don't agree
He
with
knows
that.
it deck better than me, but I would think that this would be a snap mulligan here. I
Yeah,
mean, if he can find
kinda
a
weird.
1 or 2 drop, that helps quite a bit.
No,
Wow.
you don't.
And he's killing the Delver right off the
He's
bat.
killing it now.
Yeah.
I think you wait.
I could see
Oh.
waiting. I think that letting them untap though is very dangerous because
is
if they
true, I
have the
guess.
3/2 with counterspell backup,
He does have. He does have Hydroblast in the deck. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
maybe waiting's a little bit ambitious. Ooh, that's not a good draw.
I mean, he needs one more land for Thoughtcast,
Or
which
or, or
isn't
just
too
an
bad.
artifact, I believe. Right?
Yeah,
So he can actually cast it.
yeah. He needs a land or an artifact or anything really. That okay. So he's playing. Looks like
Ooh,
Math
we
Guy's
might
playing
see
out the
Ninja
spell
here.
setter's friend. Yes,
We might see a ninja.
I'm
Or we
pretty.
see a preordained first.
Okay. If he plays another land, I can definitely see them just having him having Ninja right off the bat there. So yeah, as Mikey
Oh, no
Roo has
Ninja.
said in the chat, step 1 complete. Now just need to hit a few cheap artifacts in a row.
Step 3, profit.
Uh, so it doesn't look like he found a land there, which could be pretty important actually. Ooh, sorry.
And he did find the Chromatic Star, so next turn he'll be able to play Thoughtcast. Fun fact, actually, in case people didn't know this, as he has 3 artifacts right now, he can actually use the Chromatic Star at the same time as being able to cast Thoughtcast because of the way Magic Online works.
Yes.
And even though using the Chromatic Star will give you 1 less artifact if you only have 2 mana, you can't cast it. You still cast it while using the Chromatic Star on the stack. How do you do that? Click Thoughtcast first.
Yes, yes, because you're paying the mana from Chromatic Star to cast Thoughtcast, and the way the mana ability works is that technically it's on the board while you're doing it, but it's away when it resolves. So it's a little bit fuzzy there, but that's a very good point. Very good point there. But he did find another land in order to just
And
play
he
the
found
Thoughtcast for
an
1.
Elect Trickery.
Ooh,
Even found another Darksteel Citadel.
yeah. I mean, he has Elect Trickery now for the sprites, or any fairies on the board, really.
I think he just leaves up Elect Trickery. He looks like he's going to go for more Thoughtcast. I don't think
I understand the reasoning. He does need more cards here. Looks like he got Icar Wellsprings from the start. Oh,
See, but
wow.
I don't think I agree with going Thoughtcast. Oh, I guess you have to pay 2 for Carapace
Yeah.
Forger and only 1 for Thoughtcast. Right. You
Yeah.
can't leave up Elect Trickery.
And he,
That was a bit of bad
Trickery,
math on my part.
a little known mode on Trickery, it can actually deal 1 damage to 1 target creature. Everybody
is very
always
true.
uploads it, or overloads it, but it can just be a 1 mana ping to a creature.
I think he should just Galvanic Blast the Spell Source, right? Just use it while he can.
And
then,
that does look like what he's doing.
yeah. There's no Spell Source,
Ooh.
right? But that's going to make the Electrickery better. Like, now, I hate to say it, but he could discard the Forger since he can't cast it.
It looks
I
like
think
he's
discarding
thinking
an
about
Enforcer
it.
is just not correct.
Alright,
Yeah.
so look, yeah. It looks like he did discard the Forger, which, like you said, it's very reasonable because he doesn't have a way to get green mana just yet.
For sure. Are we going to
Uh,
see a ninja here? No, that's
no
huge.
ninja.
No ninja's huge.
Does get a fairy,
Ooh.
though.
If he gets another red source, he might... Well, if he got another red source, he would have blown Math Guy out.
Oh, yeah. Basically, you elect Trickery and you would be able to counter anything that they have to counter. Or if you allow... well, no. I was about to say, if you allow something to resolve, then...
Yeah, he's going to play this slow, though.
Uh,
Okay, well, there's one part of the combo.
indeed.
Is he going to play Thoughtcast? He is going to play Thoughtcast.
Ooh.
There's the other part of the combo.
He has the combo, and he does have a way to get through it. He just doesn't have
needs
enough
2 more
red mana
red.
right now.
Yeah, he needs 2 more red. Well, next turn he'll be able to play 3 Mirror Enforcers for 1 mana, assuming that one of them resolves.
Oh, it
Is he
looks
gonna
like
di-
he's discarding Fling. So he's
Yes,
not going for the combo at all.
I agree with that. You could have also discarded the Darksteel Citadel,
Yeah.
because now if he draws a land next turn, it's basically the same thing. Or if he draws a 1 mana artifact, it's the same thing.
Ooh, double ATOG.
Double ATOG, well, that might have been more of an incentive to keep the second Fling, but now it looks better.
And if my Enforcer does resolve, that means the other two Enforcers are free. Which
That's very true.
isn't like too big because they are still just 1 mana. Ooh, and he has the Annul came in from the sideboard there.
Now, here's the thing. He could use Pyroblast to force one of these mirror... Never mind.
That
I was going
works.
to say he could... Well, just in case, he could use the Pyroblast to force one of the Mirror Enforcers through,
Yeah.
or he could let Math Guy counter both of them and then Electrickery to try and just Wrath of God the board.
Yeah.
But
I
the
can
Mirror
see
Enforcers
that.
resolve... Now, the Mirror Enforcers resolve, but a Hydroblast happened on the attack. That's got to tell you something about Math Guy's hand.
Yeah,
Math
it
Guy-
looks like he's very low on straight counter spells. He
Yeah.
might have like another Hydroblast in hand or something of those sorts there.
Ooh, Cursive Change is good, because while you're trading 4 for 3, Z-Magic is only at 10 life.
Yeah, so he's going to have to find a way to beat down quite a bit. But he does only have 1 mana. What do you think about just trying to jam the Electrickery right here over ATOG?
I think you have to jam ATOG. The
Yeah.
problem is you have to put another threat on the board.
Ah,
You can't cast the Carapace Forger, unfortunately.
indeed.
Yeah, I like jamming ATOG. Yeah, now that ATOG resolves, now that's a threat that has to be dealt with at any point.
Yes. And getting rid of the Wellspring right now to
And-
draw a card. Ooh.
Now the Pyroblast is pretty good, but he was looking for a Springleaf Drum.
He's looking
Or
for
just-
red mana of any sort.
Any red mana or green mana would have helped. Green mana
Yes.
would have helped.
Indeed. I think that its best draw would either be Springleaf Drum or it would be, what is the other card?
Oh,
Chromatic
Prophetic
Star.
Prism.
Yeah,
Prophetic
oh,
Prism would also
Prism
be a
works too, yes. Just anything that can get him red or
Does
green
Zane
mana.
play Prophetic Prism? He does. He plays
He
3
does,
Prophetic
yes.
Prisms.
Yes.
Oh, you know what Zane has that he hasn't drawn yet?
What's that?
He has 1 Gearseeker Serpent.
Really?
Yeah, he has 1
Gearse-
Gearseeker Serpent.
Gearseeker
Now-
is a very interesting card. A lot
Although
of
he
people-
can't cast it right now. If that resolves against Delver, you can literally just make that unblockable 4 turns in a row and win the game.
Yes. And the only thing that can really affect it would be Snap or another Cursive Chains.
Interesting enough, Math Guy left back Spellstarter to block, but he's not blocking the Atog.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if Zane decided to go all in on Atog, he would have actually been able to. Oh no, he would have been at 16. He would have been 1
Yeah.
off. If Zane had played the land first, I think Zane messed up there. If he had played the land first, he could have threatened lethal with the Atog and possibly got in for damage, because Math Guy would have had to actually block the Atog.
Yeah. And, I mean, I probably would have sacrificed some Iron Forcer with the Cursor Chains on him just to get a little bit of damage through right then. But
I
that's
don't think
just
so,
me.
because
Ooh,
you can Pyroblast the curse away.
True.
And
True.
Math Guy doesn't know that yet.
Alright, so it does look like he
Another-
found the Prism, which is very good. That gets him
Another-
access to Electrickery as well as another Pyroblast here.
So many 4/4s in such little time.
Right? like I was watching Zane play this deck earlier, and on his actual stream, and he just got out like 3 Mire Enforcers in one turn. I was like, oh, that
That's
seems
nice.
fair.
He got mana leaked.
Ooh, so it does look like he's going to try
He's
to
gonna
hide Pyroblast this.
the mana leak. That's it. I don't think you care. I don't think you even care. I think Pyroblast is really just used for countering, like maybe Gush or Draw Spell.
Days? Okay. That means he has to have another counter spell, right? He has to have something.
I think he's
with
just
Days.
tapping him out.
No.
Yeah, that's the game. Math guy ran out of steam.
His game. Wow. That
ran
was
out of steam.
That was an interesting match there. That if things would have gone a little bit differently, then I could see Zane losing that pretty badly.
I think Math Guy's list just might not be well tuned to beat Affinity.
You have a point, yes, you do.
I think it might not. That being said, historically, Affinity is usually, as we bring it back to us, is usually one of the decks that easily takes care of Delver on a good day.
Yeah. Affinity, if you win game 1, you are favored for winning it, I believe.
Yeah. Now, so that's going to be Zane moves up 2-0-4-0 in games right now.
Go, rock on.
Well,
thanks, guys. I'm here now.
Unfortunately, Math Guy goes down 0-2. I think he is 0-4 in games.
Ooh.
Well, all the matches last week were 2-0. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0-4 in games. Oof. That hurts. So, well, I gotta ask, what was your idea with keeping the hand in game 2? Because that hand just did not look good at all.
Okay, so my hand in game 2, I kept that hand because I was on the draw. The reason I kept a 3 Thoughtcast hand is that he can't outcard me then, and he has no way to deal with Thoughtcast except counterspelling it. And I figured he had more efficient ways to deal with my threats than counterspell. So if he's using his counterspell on those, that's fine. He can't Hydroblast Thoughtcast, and he can't annul Thoughtcast. So just Thoughtcast is just going to gain me so many cards. You saw it that game gain so many cards, I discarded multiple turns. And that was fine, because I discarded cards that didn't matter in the matchup.
He could have dazed it, which would have been really funny.
He could have, but sure. Like, if he's going to daze that, sure. Yeah, but like, that's okay. I'm fine with that exchange. He's not taking out one of my 4/4s that is going to beat him down.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, that's the hand. That hand gets insanely good. Obviously, it's basically a mold of 5, right?
Yeah.
Basically a mold of 5. I think it's better than most 6s, though. And if I'm able to fire off one Thoughtcast, I'm able to drop both 4/4s.
Yeah.
Is my reasoning. And so, just if I'm able, and I could have turn 3'd. I think I could have turn 3'd out 2 7/7s if I had drawn like a 1-drop into 2-drop. And like, there were so many 1-drops and 2-drops in my deck that I'm able to draw in that situation. I have 2 lands. There's no land destruction hate from the sideboard. It just, I think it's a very good position. If I was on the play, not keeping that hand, not even close. Yeah. Also, not siding in Electrickery on the play, oddly enough. Electrickery is only on the draw, in my opinion.
I can agree with that. You want to take a as aggressive as possible approach
Yes.
on the play than when on the draw. I thought it was very interesting, the final play of the game where you went Electrickery instead of just holding up Pyroblast. I don't think you even needed to Electrickery there.
I forced the issue. Like, so, okay, worst case scenario is, I mean, I was ahead on board, so I didn't need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was so patient with Electrickery for the rest of the game. I figured that since I already got my my red, there was no way he was killing me the next turn. I wanted to force the issue that turn, and if he dealt with that turn, sure, he gets a chump block. Okay, I'm ahead on board. I'm going to win the game. If like, there's no way from that position, if he counter fights and like wins the counter battle, there's still no way he's winning from that position.
I'm sorry.
No,
that
good point there.
Like,
Gabkey's very funny.
Well, that's a bit creepy, Gabkey, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my god. Other than that, I think
in his hand?
I don't think he had one in his hand. Funny enough, what you could have done actually was you weren't threatening lethal with the Atog. So if you played,
I was with the Electrickery.
No. With the if you play the Tree of Tails that turn, you were
Right.
threatening lethal if he doesn't block the Atog if you wanted to
Oh,
go
the
all in.
previous turn.
So if he doesn't block Atog there and he blocks Mirror Enforcer instead, you can then kind of read that he might have a Snap or a Hydro Blast, and then if he does block Atog, you can read that he doesn't have one, or
Fair,
I guess
fair.
maybe he's trying to trick you, but
I'm just still
it's
not.
just something
I'm still
subtle.
not going in. There's no reason.
No,
Mono
but
blue-
it's still, you could get more information possibly, which helps in the long run.
That's fair. I just didn't want to show that I actually hit my third color.
I can understand that.
I wanted
Makes
to not
sense.
show my third color because I have multiple cards in hand. He knows that I can't cast all my cards in hand because of color reasons. Like, there's no other reason to be holding cards in my hand. You saw
Right.
that late in the game. I got stuck on double red, and I just
Yeah.
couldn't get the second red. That was what made the game long.
Yeah, that really made the game.
Yeah.
Drawing 3 Citadels was a
Yeah.
bit of an issue.
I mean, it was fine. They're artifacts. It's worse than whatever, but
Yeah. I'm gonna share my screen real quick, just so while we're here.
for game
we
one,
all-
that was the nut draw. So
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
like,
had.
it
You
was
had
like turn
removal.
3. I had all the power.
You had removal, you had threats, you had counter. It was just, I couldn't see you not winning that. Although, coming back from that opening hand that we were talking about, that was fantastic. You drew
Thank you.
just the right cards from that.
Can you
I
can
think
you
that
see
Fire
my
Button
Magic
Top
Online
was
screen?
Perfect.
I can indeed, yes.
You see Magic Online.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get going then. I'll wait for you guys to give myself and Littlefield the go ahead, and
Sounds good.
I'll see you guys after the match. I'll see you then.
All right, good luck, man.
Thank you very
Your
much.
screen. Shane, can you share your screen?
Alrighty. So let's go ahead and check out Arctic
Can you
Ghost.
can you share
deck
right
list there.
quick?
He
Actually,
has.
it's not-
I have his screen up now. So
No,
it should
but can
be
you
good.
share it so I can see?
What you go to the website and click on his, because I don't think I can actually share this for you because we need what's it called, Arctic's shared on Hangouts. Does that sound good?
Okay, yeah, I got you. I'm in on Skype. I'm in on Skype, but it's fine. Keep
Okay.
going.
So let's go ahead and check out this deck for this is Arctic Ghost. He is going to be the featured match for this one right here. So let's go ahead and do that. And I don't know why you are so far to the right, Zane. Kind of bring you in a little bit on this screen. There
Yeah, I can't
you
see
go.
that to laugh along. So
Alrighty. So, what is that? Oh, okay. Okay, so as we're looking at this, what do you think of this deck, Zane? You're kind of new-ish to Pauper, right? So, what
I'm
do
not
you...
very experienced with it.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think of the blue-black flicker deck in general?
I think it has very powerful cards, and interactions going on.
Yes.
I think, why am I so far? Okay. And I think like Chittering Rats is an insane Magic card.
Oh, God.
And when you could flicker Chittering Rats, it's just like not fun gameplay. That's what I would describe Blue Black as.
Not
just
fun.
Like, it's like, oh look, I'm just oppressed. Like
Wait,
if
are
Blue
you-
Black is doing its
are you-
thing, you're oppressing people.
Are you talking about flicker or teaching? Because I see both of those in that right there.
I think they're both in that category. I think
yeah.
Flicker is still in that category. It just attacks it from a different angle, from a value angle
Yes.
versus a purely control angle.
Yes.
And
Both of them still try to lock you out of the game, though. Both of you want you to rage quit as their win condition.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, who cares who's winning? Let's just.
I'm not going to win for like 5 turns, but you're going to quit now because you
5
can't do
turns?
anything about
That's
it.
being generous.
Right? Alright, so this is a little bit interesting list here. If you notice, he is running just straight murder. Murder is a
I see that.
beautiful
Like-
card. It's straight and to the point. 3 words. Destroy, target, creature. That's it. What do you think about that instead of, let's say, Doomblade or, like, even Go for the Throat, which isn't legal in Pauper, but there are a lot of black kill spells that have a limit to it specifically.
Right. So you have all these. So the thing with the removal versus counterspell, and this is a big thing that Wizards has been discussing lately about just not printing counterspells in standard, is that when you have multiple different removal spells,
Yes.
you have to tailor your deck to be able to adjust to the meta, to have those various counterspells against the meta. So when you
Yes,
look at the deck like Teachings, for instance, I mean, I know this is different, but like I know you hate Teachings, but let's
I
look at
do.
the deck
I do.
Teachings for a bit. It has all these different removal spells that can tailor to different decks. So you need to search for this Doomblade, you need to search for Disfigure, you need to search for whatever you need to search for, it searches for, and it kills with
Yeah,
that spell. In this shell, like I think murder might be more important. As
I
much
can
as I
see
don't
that.
like, as much as I don't like the 3-mana interaction, and it would feel great as a fourth Chittering Rats. I think you need that unconditional removal
Yes.
spell because like, how are you going to deal with let's see, an Atog?
Yeah,
Like if you don't like, okay, that's Doomblade, but like
Doomblade.
there's versatile, you know what I mean? Like
I think it's
it's
really a metagame call because there are a lot of black decks going around. Even though
right.
mono black control isn't too popular now, there are a lot of things that you do want to kill, like Chittering Rats if you do face mono black control. So that one extra mana, it
Mhm.
might be that might not be
Might be too slow.
constricting it that much. Yeah. So
Yeah.
because it's just non-conditional. It's the same as cancel. Cancel, it just counter target spell, all that stuff there.
Right.
So it's beautiful.
I do like
I
the
love the
split
card.
though. I like that his only removal spell he has multiple of is Doomblade.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
if you don't count Chainer's Edict, but targeted
Yeah.
removal. Targeted removal.
Yes. I do know that some of these decks, I think what he might have taken out, he might have actually taken out an Echoing Decay for Murder. Because I think that most of these decks do run 2 Echoing Decays.
I have
And it
seen
looks like
that.
I only see one of them here.
I don't like how there's not an Echoing Decay in the sideboard.
Yeah.
Um,
Echoing
I
Decay
think
could be very powerful against Godolpho Boros in general, but everything else, really.
like maybe at Murder or Disfigure be a second Echoing Decay is the only thing I would think about.
Yeah.
Because you need that thing against tokens. Like, how is he going to deal with the Boros? I mean, it's not his matchup right now, is it? What's his matchup right now? I actually
was that?
don't. What is it? What is he playing against right
He
now?
is playing against. I just had it. Wow. Okay. He's playing against Littlefield, who is playing a Naya deck wins, which is basically what's it called? Which is basically just a red deck wins with some white and I believe green pump spells, possibly.
Okay. So I think his matchup is, yeah, it's just white is for Porcelain Legionnaire.
Yes.
So I think his removal for this matchup is going to be pretty good. The only thing I can think of is he might be a little too slow. Game 1.
I could see that definitely. Yes.
I mean, what are his early interactions? Echoing Decay, Disfigure, Deadweight, Doomblade, Chainer's Edict.
Okay.
Chainer's Edict is, or Agony Warp is the real interaction. But
Oh, Agony Warp is fantastic,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, I
But,
do like Agony Warp. I think it's the best removal spell because if you have the a blocker, it can count as 2 removal spells because you kill off one person, then you might make them -3, -0, hitting into a Chittering Rats or Seagate Oracle or something there.
right. I think if he gets to cast a Seagate Oracle and be an okay board, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like if he has removal spell on 2 into Seagate Oracle on 3,
That would
if
be
he-
fantastic, yeah. But
I think he just needs to be on the play game 1 to win.
yeah. It really depends on if Littlefield has a nut draw. If he has turn 1 creature, turn 2 2 creatures, turn 3 a creature like that. What is it? The Goblin Heel Cutter. Then it can be
Right.
pretty brutal.
Right.
So
Well-
it does look like we are all set up here. Would you like to transfer over to the gameplay now, Zan?
Yeah, so let's jump into the match.
All right, let's
give
jump
him a
into the
go.
match here. And this is Arctic Ghost versus Littlefield. All right, so it looks like Littlefield is on the play right now.
And that's huge. I think that's huge.
Yeah, being on the play is very important against an aggro deck. All right, so we should be good to go.
Look at this guy, one
good
monitor
luck.
noob over here.
One monitor. Ooh,
Who has?
I think I kind of like this hand. It doesn't
that-
have a lot
that
of removal.
backwater though.
That backwater gains you a life. And One of the things about this Naya deck, Agony
Oh,
Warp, that
wow!
makes
What
it
a
that much more powerful.
this turned. Oh man, it was an okay draw into what he needed.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that this deck plays things such as Mod Conscripts, which you can't attack unless you cast a creature. So if you grind them out enough, they're not going to be able to attack with it if they draw a land or if they don't draw a creature there.
Now, what do you like here? Do you like Disfigure, play Aqueducts, so you can gain another life the following turn?
I think I do.
Turns from now.
I think I like Disfigure and Aqueduct because it allows you to play either Seagate Oracle or Agony Warp or something there. However, okay, I was about to say I would not.
Yeah.
I would definitely hit the Valley Dasher and not the Conscript because the Valley Dasher is a non-conditional. I'm going to swing him for 2. While the Conscript, you have to be able to work for it.
We have a lot of Team NW,
Nine
NDW
death
in
whips.
that. Yeah.
I give the edge to it, but depending on how this plays, Archaeomancer isn't too bad of a draw either. Being able to get back a removal spell, it's pretty big.
This is I agree, Gabki. This is an insane draw. Like these. We talked about the cards that he needed to interact early with.
Yeah.
Like Disfigure and Agony Warp as one-ofs. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, but it might not be enough. He's already down to 13, and Littlefield is attacking for 8 right now. And
I thought Seagate and Oracle was going to be enough, but
a 1/3 blocker is pretty powerful, but I don't know if he has any real kind of what's it called? Any kind of burn spell. He might not be able to power through this.
now do you bottom both in this situation
I would
and then
bottom
cast
both of them.
Agony Warp?
I don't know how I feel. Well, I guess, yeah. I was going to say, I don't know how I feel exactly about playing it. One of the things that you can actually do with this deck is you can flicker your lands. I have survived by flickering my gain lands quite a bit.
That's a reason I wouldn't have played the Aqueducts this turn and played that Backwater instead.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking there.
Yep.
He could do it next turn, though.
I mean, I've seen you flicker your lands before. Yeah, but the thing is, you can curve right into 5 anyway.
And that's lethal.
Oof,
Goblin
man.
Bushwhacker out of nowhere.
I mean, not out of nowhere. It's in the deck. It's in the deck list
That
for a
is
reason.
true. You make a very valid point. All right. So let's go ahead and look at, who is it? Littlefield's? Littlefield's deck list here. So
We're going to talk about his
transition
sideboarding first, or are we going to go to Littlefield?
We're looking at his sideboard first, and then we'll look at what.
That's fine. Yeah, you got it.
There. So, what do you think you would bring in here? He has Electricities. He has Mutagenic Growth. He has Flaring Pain, Smash to Smithereens, Vexing. No, what kind of devil is that?
What is that card above Flaring Pain?
Above, I don't know. I cannot see it. I was hoping you would be able to tell me.
It's Raze.
Is it a raise? Oh, that destroys
R-A-Z-E.
creature.
I don't know what that does.
So raise it destroy target land, and you have to sacrifice a land in order to cast it.
I like Raze in this matchup.
Ooh, I do. Killing off their lands or land destruction in general against a deck that runs bounce spell or bounce lands, it's pretty powerful in itself. Do you just bring in Raze? I don't see really bringing in anything else.
Honestly, I think you just do you bring in the third mutagenic growth? I think you actually take out the mutagenic growths.
I could see that. You don't really have to power through a lot of creatures. Now, the reason I could see mutagenic growth staying in is because a lot of Flicker's removal is minuses. So -2, -2, minus whatever,
That's
minus
fair.
whatever. So that could, except for dead.
You could also get 2 for 1, though.
Yeah.
The amount of times you get 2 for 1 with the growth against a control deck, you just want to have more threats. And I think putting them off balance with the Raze is better than mutagenicing. Obviously a mutagenic for lethal is better, but I don't like taking out any creatures here.
I don't either,
and I still like the Chain Lightnings and Bolts, so I think it's just the mutagenics for the
I could see that
the
for the Razes. So let's head over to Arctic Ghost sideboard really quick. He's already done a bit right now. It looks like he's... let's see, what did he take out here? Probably the counterspells and the soul manipulation. Those are probably
he put them into a pile for us.
Yeah.
We have.
What did he bring in, though? I
2 counter spells, Soul Manipulation, and Reaping the Graves. He brought
okay.
in
It looks like he brought in. I'm trying to look at his sideboard right now.
Disfigure,
Oh, definitely disfigure. I think he
Murder
brought in
number
another
2.
murder. Yeah, he brought
I don't
another murder here.
I don't like that. And 2
Any
Hydro Blast.
any removal is removal, but
I
yeah,
don't
I
like
can definitely
that.
see that not being good. And thank you, Gabkey. We appreciate you telling us that our commentating is really good and with the deck list. Rock on.
Rock. You rock on, bro.
So, what do you think about this hand? Turn 1 Preordain into turn 2 Edict? Is
What are
that
you on?
good enough?
Are you on the
We're on the
You're on the
actual deck.
play.
Yeah. He's on the play.
I think this is great.
Yeah. Ooh,
How could this go
Doomblade's pretty
wrong?
good too. The only way it goes wrong is him not
I
drawing
wouldn't have kept
lands.
that on top.
I don't know, having a lot of removal, but I can definitely see bottoming it. Oh, no turn 1
No,
creature.
I mean topping the topping the Doomblade way better.
Oh yeah.
Why
And he,
now? My question is why play the Dismal Backwaters in
he's
first
going to
instead of
Chainer's Edict whatever. He didn't have a 1-drop, so Chainer's Edict is going to hit whatever he has. So, such as
Oh,
Legionary
okay.
here.
But you like that instead of going Swamp Doomblade and
I
then
think I
following
like
up with a
it.
Dismal next turn? Like, what 3-drop are you going to play? That's the thing. Well, I
Exactly.
mean, it worked out because he drew another Backwater,
Yeah.
but I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's really just about efficiency right now. If you don't
That's true.
have to kill it, getting that tap land now is pretty good. He does have another Dismal Backwater here. That's 1 attack from a creature there. And things
He's
are
at
looking up
22
for
still.
Ghost. Yeah. So we bring him down to his starting life total to 20 here. And I'm really just going to see another Chainer's Edict with Counterspell or Doomblade backup.
Well, I mean, it looks like murder worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the hater of the murder, but
And that's one of the things with this deck. As I mentioned before, a lot of the creatures can't attack unless you cast a creature. So if you kill off all their creatures, you're not going to be able to have them attack very often.
and boom, he gets the Doomblade. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Still at
These
20
are-
life.
At 20 life on turn 4 against a red deck wins is pretty powerful. What do you
With
think about
Counterspell
taking the
and
damage
Murder.
here? Oh, okay.
I don't like
There
it.
you go. Yeah, definitely don't take the damage. Kill it off as soon as possible here. And Soul Manipulation hits just about everything except for the burn
Now-
and the pump.
Would you have counterspelled that turn instead of Doomblading?
I don't think so. I think that keeping the counter spells up for
For a
game
Fire Blast?
changer, yeah, over something that can kill you is more important there.
That's fair. Now, right here, I guess
Alright.
you could counterspell, right?
I could see soul manipulation that because you're not going to be able to kill off both of them.
Right. Right.
I mean, you can with murder and then Chainer's Edict, I guess, keep you up counter spell for next turn.
But, like, what is Soul Manipulation going to hit that's better than Legionnaire?
I have no idea. Ooh, Hydroblast is pretty good. See, the
It's
problem
nice to draw the
is...
good. Yeah, man, he's just drawing mono removal, but think about it this way.
Holy crap.
He's not
One,
drawing
two,
with 7
three,
land.
4, 5. See, Ulu Guru in chat has made a very valid
Right.
point. He needs a clock.
He has no clock and no lands. He can't do, like, he's going to run out of counterspells or stuff eventually.
Yeah, I don't think I would counter this. This is really just... He's showing he doesn't have a 1-drop. So, just hitting him for 2 right now doesn't seem like too big of a deal.
You don't like the counterspell there just for efficiency so you can keep up Hydroblast and Soul next turn?
Yeah. Just keeping up something there. Because you're at 20 life. If you were at like 10, I could see countering it. But as of right now, I don't think that's too big for that.
But why not counterspell is what I'm asking. Because, like, if he draws a threat, he wants to play it. So, like, why not counterspell to get that off the board?
Because he's not really
Is there
doing
something that
anything.
matters more?
Yeah, you can hit something that matters more. And plus, that's 2 this turn and 1 next turn. And 1 the
That's
turn
fair.
after. So it's not like it's a 2-something hitting. He did find a land.
That's good. I think
yes.
lands are better than spells right here now because you need to get back to those. You need to get those 3 Chainer Edicts online.
Yes. Getting the Chainer Edicts online, and I could see a Muldrifter being pretty good. But, ooh, I think I would counter this one for sure, though.
With the Soul Manipulation.
Yeah, Soul Manipulation. You always want to use the restricted counterspells before just the straight counterspells. Oh,
What? Wow.
doesn't look like he did. That's 4 more damage he's taken here. Does he have
Here's another one.
A third Goblin Bushwhacker. Wow.
Now,
Soul manipulation, I would think.
yeah, like why? It's a lot extra damage.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, if he gets AC Gate Oracle, it might be a good point. If he gets AC Gate
Yes.
Oracle, it's probably over. But like, he still
Seagate
needs to
Oracle-
hit it.
Seagate Oracle with counterspell backups is pretty powerful.
He also has 2 cards left in hand still, Littlefield.
Wow.
The
So
fourth
many
chain
edicts. So
he
many
doesn't. He still doesn't have a threat.
Wow. How many removal spells is that so far? 3? No, all 4 Chainer's Edict, a Doom
His
Blade,
entire
and a
graveyard,
Murder.
except Preordain, is either
Wow.
counters or removal spells.
Ooh. So he did indeed bring in the Raise, which I could totally... Raise is a very, very good card in this matchup here.
Do you like the Hydro Blast on this, or you just don't care?
I don't know. That's a tough one. You're pretty far down on lands as it is, so...
I think I would have Hydro Blasted or Counterspelled there, just to get up to 7. Like, if you get to 7 and you have 4 Chainer's Edicts, you're not losing.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
all right, well,
That...
I mean,
Whoa. Are you not playing it?
now he can't go that into Preordain because the land's gone,
Yeah. But...
right? That's huge.
I don't know. I think I would have played it because it is a blocker for the Goblin Bushwhacker, and you can get back, I don't know, Doomblade or
What is he scared of,
something.
though?
2 Fire Blasts in a land? I don't know. Oh, it looks like
Okay.
it's countering
Wait.
the Goblin.
Interesting.
Or maybe he wanted to get the counterspell in the graveyard and get that back with Archaeomancer.
Oh, maybe.
I could see that.
This
Killing
is
off literally everything right now. Archaeomancer getting back some more counterspell or removal. Ooh.
I mean, he still needs lands. Like,
Yeah.
this match isn't going anywhere if he doesn't hit a land.
So, what do you think you would get here? Do you agree with the Hydro
100%.
Blast?
Hits everything in the deck.
Yeah.
It misses Legion Porcelain. That's it.
Yeah. It does. The only thing I think it doesn't hit is Mutagenic Growth and the Legionary, which is not very many of those in there.
So still 2 lands away. Still 2 lands away from a Chainer's Edict.
I also
he has
totally
2
thought he
Hydro
was going to
Blasts.
attack there.
Yeah.
He has 2 Hydro Blasts, though, and Littlefield only has 2 lands in hand, and he can attack with the Mod Conscripts.
Right.
I don't think...
Eat the board clean? I mean,
I guess.
mana efficiency? Oh, okay, so we're at 6.
He does have
So-
2 of them, so I can see that.
So at 6, you just don't care about creatures anymore because you hit a land, you get
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That
perfect
makes
series
sense.
of draws.
The thing with that is that the creature you want to hit the least with removal or anything are the Goblin Cohorts or the Goblin Conscripts.
Right, because they need another creature. to go.
Exactly. And you saw last turn that he didn't have another creature in hand because he didn't play it and attack with the Conscripts.
Now, nothing here, right? Now, all right, so that's
Ooh.
not the greatest land.
That isn't untapped, but that does allow him to gain a life. And, well, if you bounce the backwaters, you can't 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4,
You're
5.
good, you're at
oh,
7.
Yeah, he can.
But he can't Hydroblast and... But by doing the backwaters, you gain 1 more life.
Yeah.
But you can't Hydroblast and Chainer's Edict in the same turn.
That is true. It really depends on what Littlefield's match or what doing right now. Because he didn't play a creature, I think that this works out well.
All right, well, that's what I was about to say. If Arctic draws a Muldrifter, this is all over. And
Yeah.
I was actually about to say that. And
Let's
that's
just-
100% true. The match is now over. No, I'm serious. Like,
it's in it.
That's,
It's in it. Death throws right now. Ooh, and he finds another Muldrifter.
these draws.
What do you
Top,
think
top.
about the Seagates?
Yep. Seagate into
Yeah.
Seagate. Best
Seagate,
blocker, best attacker.
and now he has a clock in the air as well.
Well, I mean, the Seagates don't attack. Never mind. But the Seagates block forever.
Yeah, exactly. Team NFG Bot is now hosting the stream. Rock on. Thank you, Team NFG Bot. They are the sponsor for this, I believe, correct?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. So,
Well,
like we
we forgot to
said,
change the colors for that. Oh, well.
yeah, I thought that we took away the sound. Oh, because it's hosting, not the following.
Yeah, yeah.
And Jen is hosting the stream now too. Thank you so much for
Whoops.
that. Appreciate it. Ooh, I
Like,
think this
man,
is
just
game.
so done.
This is there. I don't see any way that Littlefield is getting back here, except for like
No.
I don't know,
Yeah, this
3
game's over.
fire blasts plus a
He
bolt
already,
or something.
yeah, this game's way over. He already knows he has a Hydro Blast still. He just drew like the entire removal half of his deck.
Yeah. All
How do
right.
you think game three is gonna go? He's running it right back, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
I mean, let's see. Let's look at Arctic Ghost sideboard again, really quick. He did bring in all of the removal spells, taking out some counter spells and soul manipulations. What do you think of Nausea's? He's looking at them right now.
No, it's all X2s.
Yeah, there are a
Yeah,
lot of 2/2s for 1 or 2/2s for 2s and such. I think the only 1 power creatures are the Legionary, the Bushwhacker, and technically that 2/2 haste that gets +1/+1
true,
if you have
true.
another red creature. But you're almost always going to have another red creature.
Now,
So
does anything change on the draw versus the play?
I don't think so. You want to go fast, so you do definitely want the dead weights of the disfigures here. Um,
You like nausea over soul manipulation? On the on the draw, it might be a
I can
consideration.
see that. Soul manipulation is a little bit slow here because it is
I also
3
think
mana.
counterspell's mostly isn't counterspell just generally better than soul manipulation?
I mean, yes, but you can get a creature back from your graveyard as well. And in a red deck that has burn spells as well as chump blocking, it could mean a difference
Oh,
there.
okay. I mean, I've never played this blue-black deck, so
I love blue black. Blue black is my favorite archetype that doesn't have teachings in it. Any blue
the
black
teaching
deck
is
that
great though.
teaching this the worst, and I hate you. Alrighty, so I think that he's basically going to ship it back. Let's take a look really quick at what's it called? At Littlefields again before we get started. So I don't think anything changes. Just have the raises.
I think raises become even better.
Oh yeah, on the play, raises are that much better. Other than
You
that,
don't need
I think,
extra lands. Like,
yeah, I think we're good to go with that. Raises for the gross probably, and we should be good.
you know, we didn't see that game, which would have been really good. Goblin,
Heel
Heel
cutter?
Cutter.
Yes. Goblin Heel
Like-
Cutter is a beating.
and that's why you save the instant speed of removal, so you can just dash.
Yeah.
Like, and if Arctic is not careful, he'll just get hit by that. Hit by I only have sorcery speed removal, and he has a heel cutter.
Ooh. What do you think, Zen? 2 preordains.
I think this goes right back into the deck.
I would mulligan this myself. Oh, looks like he's keeping.
Oh,
I mean, he is on the draw, but not having
makes
a
it
turn
worse.
1 removal. Ooh.
oh well.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, but he plays the backwater anyways.
He wants to get that
Okay.
preordained disfigure next turn. I like
True.
that play.
True.
This is
Alright,
a
well,
keep.
he took 4 here. Chainer's Edict. He had just drawn crazy well right
Yeah.
now.
No removal into double removal is really nice.
Ooh.
And look at this, like perfect. Get another blue. Get another agony warp.
So Arctic Ghost is basically going to win this because he's crazy lucky, right?
I mean, game 2 and 3, he's drawn
Yeah.
pure removal. Like,
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. That was a pretty good keep. The chat is telling me that should have been a keep. So I'll trust you guys over my
Really?
own
Okay.
brain. You guys are probably better at this than I am. So, what do
I
you
mean,
think
they're
of
definitely better than me. So,
what do you, definitely the Agony Warp. I could see possibly keeping the Aqueduct just so that way you can get up more lands here. But searching for removal does seem pretty important.
Scott, this is the second match of the night. First match was myself versus Math Guy,
Indeed.
and I won 2-0. Affinity over Delver. Here we are in We are in game 3 of match 2.
And he is
Littlefield
down to
versus
9
Arctic.
life.
Man,
Ooh.
just like that. This
What do you think? Chittering Rats or Chainer's Edict plus Preordain?
Chittering
Or
Rats,
possibly
for
Agony
sure.
Warp.
Now, did he bottom that land?
Yes, he did. He bottomed the aqueduct.
Okay. I like.
Uh, this is a tough one. Agony Warp could save you quite a bit, but it looks like he's going for the rats right now.
I think rat saves you a lot more damage because you can chump block,
Yeah.
or you actually can just eat 1/1s, and it also just puts a card on top. So let's say he doesn't have a creature.
Oh,
he has the perfect creature.
Remember
Never mind.
what we were talking about?
That wrecked him. Ugh. Like that was why you don't play Chittering Rats.
That
was
is 8 damage. No, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. He's down to 2.
And then the Fire Blast to finish off the match.
Wow.
Wow. Slinging
That
spells
was
left and right.
That
Heel
was
cover
brutal.
Into Fire Blast right after Chittering Rats. He had it all wrapped up. It didn't matter all the removal spells. Blue-black goes down 2-1. 2-1 win for Littlefield. And that puts Littlefield at let me just check the old thing. That puts Littlefield at 2-0 for the tournament.
And it's the first player to win 2-1. Everybody before this has been going 2-0.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
But his first match to go 3 games. Also, that puts Arctic Ghost down to 0-2.
Yes.
And it's that with one game win and 4 game losses. So,
and I will probably be joining him next. So
I can't wait to hear Arctic and how happy he is.
Let me. Oh, I figured out why everything messed up on your thing, because Arctic Ghost wasn't in the call. Now he is. Okay. Are you there, Arctic?
Okay.
I thought you were. All right. So, what do you think of that match? Would you have done anything different, Zan?
I would have won if I had done anything different.
You make a valid point. We were discussing on whether you should play that Chittering Rat or not. Obviously, it was the wrong move. But what was your thought process about playing that there?
Okay, you can't be results-based, Shane. Just because you didn't win with a line does not mean it was the wrong move. It just means that the risk-reward factor was probably in the Chittering Rat's favor.
Like, we know now it was the wrong move, but as you were playing it, what did you think instead of keeping up Agony Warp or keeping Chainer's Edict there?
I mean, if I had known he was going to have a 3-2 that can't make my guy block, I would have played the other card. No, I think, I mean, the way that I look at it is, if he didn't really show me any removal game 1 or game 2. And so I figured, well, if Chittering Rat resolves combined with Agony Warp, I can make some moves. Game 1.
Did you consider Goblin Heel Cutter at all in your decision?
I did, but I figured it's only a 1 of. I mean, if he has it, he has it. There's not much I can do about it. And if he doesn't, I think it's only a 1 of.
It's a 4 of in the main deck.
It's a 4 of in his main deck?
4 of in the main deck.
That is insane. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it is a 4 of in the main deck of... Yeah. Littlefield is Tack on the Spice. He doesn't want anybody blocking his creatures.
Right?
These guys are going to go right into the red zone, and they're going to get it every time.
All right, my bad. Maybe I should look at lists before I'm playing instead of just assuming from now on.
Right.
Okay, so then in that case, I think I still would have played the Chittering Rats because it's a matter of if he has it, he has it.
Yeah.
He's on the nut draw. Everything's in his favor. Nothing I can do.
You were down on the board either way.
If he doesn't have it, and he has nothing, or he just has a useless creature, I can maybe gain some ground. I mean, I don't think that matchup is as bad, except with my list, as you see, it's not very prepared for it. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much of a sideboard. I really wish I'd brought in Nausea game 2, since I noticed he was just on the Bushwhacker plan.
We were discussing that as well.
You're down in an Echoing Decay, so it does kind of hurt the matchup a little bit.
No, most decks I think only play 1 Decay.
Oh, really? Okay.
From what I've seen most of them play 2 of them. At least my list that I had that I found on. Yeah, 2 of them. I haven't seen Murder in it, so I think that's usually what got cut. An Echoing Decay for a Murder. And Murder is fantastic. But I think in the current meta, Echoing Decay might be a little bit better right there.
I mean... I don't know. Maybe I should have prepared for a matchup like this. I mean, that is the benefit of knowing who your opponents are, and Littlefield's a good friend of mine. It's just Um, I didn't really. First of all, I thought that coming in here, I thought that he was gonna play like maybe a white weenie deck or just goblins.
Is that
I
his
had,
usual go-to?
yeah, I totally just forgot that Red Deck Wins was even a deck in the format, so that is my fault. The
Make a
fact of
valid
the
point.
matter is, I game. I mean, it sells for itself. Like game 1 and game 3, I just got my butt handed to me by two insanely good nut draws, and game 3, he got his butt handed to him by just him drawing all lands.
I mean,
So
you kept a good hand. Like looking back, you kept a good hand in game 3, and you drew well as well. So
yeah, I drew well, and his deck still just crushed me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And there wasn't much you could do about that.
yeah,
That's just how that goes.
like everybody, so for everybody who sees that the blue-black flicker deck is 5-0ing leagues, if you want to beat it, maybe Red Deck Wins is a way to beat it. Because I mean, I'm not really sure how. I mean, sure, I could jam like, more removal spells and like 4 Hydro Blast my sideboard, but then what am I going to do? Give up my matches against everything else? I don't know.
Yeah.
Overall, I think I think overall the matchup is just more in the Red Deck Wins' favor than mine. And I think, that's just how it goes. I mean, it's Red Deck Wins, right? Like, why play it unless you're just going to, like, get the nut draw?
Okay.
I mean, everybody needs a hero, and, he, he had Red Deck Wins.
All right. So it looks like we are going to have to transfer streams right now.
I'm going to cut my video here.
Yeah. So Zane is going to cut out right now. I am going to fix this a little bit. And we are going to be going down for a short time because we do have to transfer
like a full
this
15
over
seconds.
Here. Yeah, for like 15 seconds. So whenever we're good to go, Zane, let me know. I will stop streaming and you can start. Okay?
Alrighty, I'm good to go.
You're good
as
to
it
go?
were. I'm good to go.
Be right back, guys. Don't go away.